Hi, this is Jeff Zeig with another 5-minute tip for therapists. We started a sequence on the use of metaphor. Today I'm going to show you 2 video clips of the great innovator, one of the founders of family therapy, Salvador Minuchin. If you want to know more about the work of Salvador Minuchin, you can go to psychotherapyvideo.com and you can see the Minuchin archives. You could follow the entire session that I'm going to excerpt for you. The first excerpt is the opening of the video. This is a family. The presenting problem has to do with the daughter, but Sal is starting with the father, and he's starting by teasing the couple out of their roles. Families get into calcified roles. If you say to a family, you're in a calcified role, you need to change your roles, the role that you're taking right now is not adaptive, well, that may be a perfectly great intervention, and if it works, so much the better. But when we can present something in a metaphor, it has much more verve, it has much more power, it has much more resonance about staying memorable and for being effective in helping somebody to change their life. The opening metaphor is about the roles that the father and the mother play. So let's look at this clip. You see how Sal enters into the family system and you'll see the immediate effectiveness of this metaphor.
Discipline is probably the main problem, or lack of it, really. We never had devised a good disciplinary program. We just sort of handled it on an ad hoc basis, any particular situation that arose, why we did something.
Who is the sheriff in the family?
I suppose I am.
And are you a deputy sheriff, or you are the attorney for the defense?
Probably history has been attorney for the defense for the most part.
Okay. Usually families organize themselves like that. And are you competent, or are you very incompetent?
If I were competent, we wouldn't be here.
So the family has an incompetent sheriff and a competent or an incompetent attorney for the defense.
Unfortunately, I think a very competent attorney for the defense.
Wow, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. This is the worst arrangement that exists.
Would you like us to change?
Yeah, go ahead. Do you see his mother always on father's back, trying to protect you?
Now, in the second clip, Sal is going to use a spatial metaphor. Part of the problem has to do with the father and the way in which the father has been difficult, very harsh with the children. And Sal is trying to reframe something about why the father is so distant in the family. Rather than saying, Father, you're distant in the family, what we're going to see is to Sal pull a chair out of the confirmation, the original circle that the family is sitting in, and move the father out and move him even a little bit further away. Now, what we're going to see at the end of that is Sal explaining the metaphor. Now, that's an interesting therapeutic choice. Do you want to just use a metaphor, or do you want to explain the metaphor? And sometimes, after you have the experience, which allows for a more evocative transformation, then it may be a good thing to explain the metaphor.
Will you come with your chair near mine?
Sure. Here?
Yeah. It could be a little bit farther away, but here it's okay. I understand what happened to you, but it seemed to me that nobody in your family does.
What happened?
What happened to you? Sit here. That's what happened to you. That's what happened. You're an excluded man. You don't have any. So you become neutral because there are invisible barriers between you and them. They create in you the feeling that they are a unit and you're excluded. I want to understand who and how are you excluded. Why don't you have a sense that you are effective in your family? That you can really contact each other?
The question is, why don't I feel that I can contact my children?
Or something like that.
The answer is that because of the lack of groundwork that was laid with the children by relating to them when they were young. Because
no, it's now. No, it's going on now. It's going on now. You have bright adolescent kids.
I didn't understand the question.
Yeah.
The reason that I don't relate to them now, personally, get involved with, is because of the antagonism that I feel from them.
Of course.
I have made overtures, attempts to let them know that, that I do understand the problems they're going through. Most of the time, I don't really place a lot of importance on the problems they're going through. But I have been through those problems. I do understand them.
So, why are you so helpless? Why can't your dad be your dad?
After so long not having him.
Oh, now, you know, this is now. And it's not true you didn't have him. You had him in a particular way.
But it's scary to try to accept him with what's happened so recently, because how are we to know that it's not going to happen again?
Well, it will happen again if that is position at home. If he needs to knock to enter. How is that he became the excluded one? That he can only act with irrational force to become a father? How did that happen?
Do you want history or do you want what's going on now?
No. I want now because I want things to change now.
I think it's a very simple matter of a lack of skill. Because he cares and he wants to have a good relationship with the children.
Maybe you can go back to now that maybe you can go back to be with, so maybe together you can puzzle these things out, you know.
You might decide that this is something that you want to play with. Can you start using verbal metaphors? Can you start using spatial metaphors? These are two great examples, perfect examples of using both verbal metaphors and spatial metaphors. It's something that can be done to increase the vibrancy, increase your effect when you're working as a therapist, both as an individual therapist, couples therapist, and family therapist. This is Jeff Zeig with another 5-minute therapy tip.